My doctor tells me I'm supposed to take one of these pills every day. And I do, but maybe I shouldn't, because what if my doctor's on the take? Maybe he prescribes this only because some pretty sales girl came into his office and says, "Oh, if you prescribe enough Lipitor, I'll take you to lunch." Also, maybe Pfizer's researchers said the drug worked only because they wanted to get rich. That's why I'm glad that there are all these rules. Well, I wish there weren't that many, but my instincts tell me it's good that regulators restrict interaction between medical researchers and business. But the smartest person I know, a Harvard doctor and researcher, and also my older brother Tom, tells me I'm being stupid, that I suffer from pharmaphobia. That's the title of his new book. I told him he should add a dash so people would know what he was talking about, but he didn't. So what's pharmaphobia?
Well, first let me say that if I was so smart, I'd have gone into TV. But I'm really glad that that pretty salesgirl, even an ugly salesgirl, took your doctor to lunch and got you on those pills, because, you know, from our family history, there was a chance you could have a heart attack. And taking those pills is probably preventing that. And I'm glad that Pfizer profited, because it is difficult and expensive to get those pills. On average, it takes 16 years and costs over $2 billion, and it's going to save your life.
But some people do bad things for money. I want to believe you. But then I see the news stories talking about drug makers
lavishly spending on doctors, including taking some out to Hooters in exchange for prescribing its drugs.
Hooters! And then drug companies spend big bucks telling us to go to our doctors, and
ask your doctor if Lunesta is right for you. Ask your doctor about Mirbetriq.
Ask your doctor.
Ask your doctor.
Ask your doctor.
This is about money.
Everything's about money. Getting those good pills to you costs money. And the doctor has to know about them in order to prescribe. And if going to Hooters is what it takes, and it's good for your health, well, I don't have a problem with that. Now, what you see on TV, telling you ask your doctor, ask your doctor, ask your doctor, may offend people when they see the Viagra ad at the Super Bowl. But what it does is it gets patients to see that conditions, including stigmatized conditions, you can do something about. And they come to the doctor and they say, "I want Viagra." You say, "Well, are you sure you don't have high blood pressure or diabetes?" And get into better care.
What prevents the doctor from prescribing stuff where he's taking a kickback, and it's not good for me?
Kickbacks are illegal. If you catch people doing kickbacks,
You could say paying you get paid sometimes to speak to doctors. You could call that a form of bribe.
Well, I don't do the kind of speaking that you're talking about, which is that when doctors talk to other doctors paid for by drug companies and tell them about products. Why is paying somebody to provide education a bribe? If the drug is a good drug. And by the way, the doctor can only talk about what the FDA has approved. The FDA has huge oversight over the safety and efficacy and effectiveness of drugs and devices.
They've kept passing new rules that limit what you can do, and what's the harm? What do we lose?
What we lose is this device. This device, which what you do is just make a small needle stick in a vessel that's been blocked off and your heart's about to die. We put it through the vessel and then blow up this balloon and pull the clot out that formed. Saves your life. Save your heart, can save your brain, can save limbs. Now, this device was invented many years ago by a surgeon named Tom Fogarty. He meticulously worked on it, and then he tried it on patients. Today, committees of what I call nanny pharmascolds would say, oh no, you can't try it because you have a commercial interest in it. So he'd have to get somebody else to try it. And if he could find somebody else, that somebody else might not have had the skill or the passion to make it work.
And it saved millions of lives, huge amounts of money, less surgery, simpler procedure.
Absolutely, absolutely. It saved millions of lives, limbs, brains, and hearts.
And Fogarty left Stanford because these nanny committees harassed him. He called the committees the unfit, recruited from the unwilling to do the unnecessary.
Medicine is incomparably better today than when I started out, and I can give you examples as to why that is. It's all because of the great tools we have, drugs and devices, and those drugs and devices come with great difficulty and at great expense. These pharmaphobes deny these facts. And worst of all, they allege that if doctors or researchers interact with companies and get paid for it, they become corrupt. They lose concern for their reputations, they do bad research and hurt patients. No evidence for that.
They must have evidence.
No, my book, read my book, and you'll see they don't have evidence. They tell stories that the media loves to propagate, that the lawyers love to take advantage of, but the substance isn't there.
So you're telling doctors just don't take it anymore? Disobey these rules?
I'm saying to patients, people like you, concerned about health, tell your doctors not to take it anymore.